Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYNT Mountain News Weekend Edition.
Good morning, I'm Katie Cook. Today is Sunday, June the 28th. With a flash flood watch in effect and thunderstorms around the region, it is a severe weather alert day. Let's go ahead and check in with meteorologist Brooke Marshall for a first look at your forecast. Brooke?
Yeah, Katie, we are continuing our severe weather alert day coverage this morning because we're already starting to see some thunderstorms pop up throughout the region. Let me go ahead and take you right over to our satellite and radar so you can see this. Over really just the past couple of hours, we've seen quite a bit of rain come into our region. Some of these have caused a little bit of higher amounts of rain as well. So we have been issued a flash flood watch, and this is going to go all the way through today and part of tomorrow as well. This is going to go until 4 in the afternoon tomorrow. It was initially 8 in the morning tomorrow. It did get extended to those afternoon hours, so we are going to be looking at possibly some minor flooding issues, so just be aware of that. If you are in a place that normally floods, take those normal precautions. But we are on the warmer side this morning. That those cloud cover and those thunderstorms have really allowed that heat to kind of stay in, and we're only in those upper 60s right now. So we're actually already off to a warm start, and we're only going to warm up throughout the day. However, it is feeling very, very muggy outside. Our humidity is way up there, really anywhere from about 88 to 100% right now. We're just seeing a lot of moisture in that air this morning thanks to those showers, and we're really just going to continue to see this throughout the entire day today. So you're definitely going to want to maybe stay inside today, and it's definitely going to be a day to have that rain gear out if you are going to be needing to go out and about. Katie?
All right, thank you, Brooke. Governor Beshear provided updated COVID-19 numbers for Kentucky yesterday. The governor reported 316 new cases. Kentucky now has at least 15,167 cases. One new death was also confirmed, bringing the state's death toll from the virus to 554. The newly reported death was a 78-year-old woman from Fayette County, and as of Saturday, there have been at least 391,765 coronavirus tests administered in Kentucky, and at least 3,730 Kentuckians have recovered from the virus. And here in the mountains, the Pike County Health Department reported 9 new COVID-19 cases Friday. Health officials say all new cases are symptomatic and the patients are recovering at home. The age of those newly infected ranges from 18 to 83 years old. Pike County now has 80 confirmed cases. 20 of those cases are active. And the Harlan County Health Department also reported 1 new case yesterday. This brings Harlan County's case count to 23. Well, several bars on Broadway in downtown Nashville have filed a joint lawsuit against key city and state leaders. The lawsuit lists Kid Rock's bar, Honky Tonk Central, along with managing partner Steve Smith. The bars are seeking damages for lost revenue from Mayor John Cooper's mandated stay-at-home orders. The lawsuit states businesses have been specifically targeted by officials and have received unfair treatment in comparison to protesters during recent demonstrations. We now know 1 person is recovering after a shooting Friday night in Harlan County. Kentucky State Police tell us it happened just before 8:30 p.m. at the Cumberland Manor apartment complex on Maston Drive. We're told an argument between several men ended with an exchange of gunfire. One of those men, Tony Turner, was shot in the leg and was flown to UK Medical Center in Lexington. He is expected to recover, and police are still searching for suspects and have not made any arrests at this point. Now we will update you as we find out more information. Last night, we learned about a shooting in downtown Louisville's Jefferson Square Park. The shooting was reported in the area where several protesters gather. One man was pronounced dead at the scene, and a second person was taken to University of Louisville Hospital with injuries that were not life-threatening. The name of the victim has not been released, and Louisville Mayor Greg Fisher released a statement saying, quote, "I am deeply saddened by the violence that erupted in Jefferson Square Park tonight, where those who have been voicing voicing their concerns have been gathered. It is a tragedy that this area of peaceful protest is now a crime scene. My thanks to the first responders who assisted at the scene. I will have more to say as additional information becomes available." End quote. We'll have updates on our website, WYMT.com, as they come in. Former Bell County Sheriff Bruce Bennett died yesterday. Officials from the Bell County Sheriff's Department say he cared about those he served and worked tirelessly in showing that every day. Bennett took over the office of Bell County Sheriff in January of 2003 after his general election win against incumbent Harold Harbin. He served 3 terms in office. Well, as COVID-19 numbers rise, some demographics are seeing higher rates of cases. The city of Lexington is taking a targeted approach to reach the Hispanic community. Yesterday was the 3rd and final day of mobile testing in the Cardinal Valley neighborhood. Olivia Russell shows us why this community needs help.
Drive-through testing continues in parts of Lexington, this time targeting the Hispanic population.
We have came into this population to get everyone tested.
Numbers show the Hispanic community has been hit hard by COVID-19 recently. In fact, they make up almost 30% of new cases in Lexington, but only about 7% of the city's population.
And that's obviously extremely disproportionate. And if we can literally reach out to more Latinos, because we have a really large population in Lexington, it's going to give us better numbers, and the more testing we get out, the better off we will be in the long run.
And a lot of that has to do with they don't know where to get tested, transportation to go and get tested, so we came to them instead of them coming to us.
But they're not just supplying the tests. Blue Water Diagnostics partnered with city leaders to provide 3 interpreters, including Isabel Herrera Taylor.
Yes, estamos aquí para ayudarte. You listen to and you comprehend in your own language.
She points out that even though many people speak English, presenting the information in Spanish helps ensure that nothing is lost in translation.
We're also trying to overcome some cultural barriers of trust, of fear.
Overall, they're hoping to stop the spread of COVID-19 throughout all of Lexington, and it starts by reaching out to everyone.
It's very important to take care of our international population, to take care of all of us in a pandemic.
In Lexington, Olivia Russell, WKYT.
Appointments are now available to set up for people to meet with unemployment officials this week. In-person assistance will be available by appointment only on June 29th and June 30th at the Ashland Community and Technical College. Appointments will be available from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. and claimants must bring 2 forms of identification. Appointments can be made at kcc.ky.gov. Many former Eric C. Kahn clients are seeing checks this week as part of a malpractice settlement won by Floyd County Attorney Ned Pillersdorf. Pillersdorf mailed out 1,073 checks this week to former clients who filed claims. Clients received anywhere from $200 to $10,000 depending on their case. Pillersdorf says the settlement is just a drop in the bucket of what could come from another existing lawsuit, but the money is still obviously needed.
I mailed out the checks Tuesday morning, and when I checked my lawyer-client account, I noticed on Thursday probably 150 of them had already been negotiated, which tells you how financially desperate many of the former Kahn clients are.
Pillersdorf says there are more funds in a reserve, and since mailing the checks, he has heard from more people who lost benefits. He is working with the judge on how to proceed there. The city of Hyden hosted a Back the Blue Officer Appreciation Day yesterday. WYMT's Dakota Makris was there and shares what leaders and deputies had to say.
Lots of work, but well worth the cause. We got some awesome officers.
A celebration of community members showing support to deputies.
Not only do they have our back always, they also are friends and neighbors.
For Leslie County Sheriff Billy Collett, that support means the world to him.
At this point in time, any support from the community is amazing for a law enforcement agency, given the current state of the situation that we're in.
A community bake sale with donations going to help pay for 2 new patrol cars.
In order to pay for the vehicles, we have to have 25% of the money, and this is going to help us come up with that 25% of the money that we need.
A tight-knit community.
Everybody knows everybody. Most everybody cares about everybody. it's awesome to live in a place like this.
Looking up to those who serve.
When you need somebody, then they're very, very important, you know, and they always come quick and respond and do a good job.
Overwhelming support by a thankful community. In Leslie County, Dakota Makris, WYMT Mountain News.
If you are interested in donating to help raise money for the new patrol cars, we have information over on our website, WYMT.com. Prestonsburg Tourism wrapped up its first event in months yesterday, giving people an escape from the pandemic by taking a paddle down the Leviza. The Leviza Fork Paddle Fest kicked off yesterday morning, bringing more than 80 people to the city for an 8-mile trek down the river. Executive Director Samantha Johnson says the event was a success, adding that it provided a much-needed escape for many.
We're so happy that we were able to bring Paddle Fest back and provide an outdoor experience where people can stay safe, take care of each other, but also really just enjoy time outside and in one of the most beautiful areas.
Johnson says they hope to be able to keep the event running with plans to hit the water once a month throughout the summer. A Facebook post from the City of Norton, Virginia Police Department says a biker had to be rescued yesterday morning. Officials say they received a 911 call of a mountain bike accident on the Legion Park Trail. The department, along with Norton Rescue Squad and Norton Fire Department members, carried an injured mountain biker half a mile off the trail. After being carried, the patient was then transported by ambulance to an area hospital. They did not say the extent of the biker's injuries. And Zoo Knoxville is mourning the death of its African lion. The zoo announced the death of the 13-year-old lioness named Anne in a release on Saturday. The 13-year-old lioness had emergency surgery on June 16th to treat a life-threatening bacterial infection. Despite the caretaker's efforts, the lion did die of complications from the infection, and the zoo describes her as playful and curious. The zoo also reported that there are an estimated 40,000 lions that remain in the wild. The coronavirus pandemic affected numerous businesses since the lockdown was implemented, but a local hazard business continued to strive through. The Mother Goose Inn has been able to keep their doors open with extra safety precautions. However, on Saturday, they were finally able to open something else, their art and gift shop, along with their tour groups. But the assistant manager says the coronavirus did take a toll on their business.
It hit us hard because we had just opened up, big boom. We was happy to be open, and then COVID hit and it took a wrench. But we was happy to have the Goose open.
Tours at the Mother Goose Inn are $5 on Saturdays, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. every 30 minutes, and everyone is required to wear a mask. Coming up on Mountain News this morning, a new study on the spread of COVID from contamination. That's ahead on our Med Week update.
And we're currently tracking the thunderstorms moving across our region. I'll provide details on timing and impacts next.